On February 20th, 2010, Allen Iverson would play his final game in the NBA, which marked the end to a spectacular NBA career. Iverson's career was legendary as it consisted of him being an 11-time All-Star, an MVP, Rookie of the Year, a 4-time scoring champ, a 3-time stealing champ, 7-time All-NBA, and plenty more. The point is, this man was Hall of Fame material, and while he didn't win a championship, he was still a great player. By playing such talented basketball, Iverson was obviously going to get paid a lot of money. Throughout his NBA career, Iverson made around $200 million. With that kind of money, you can buy plenty of things: a nice house, a couple cars, and plenty more. By having this much money, you have to be careful with how you spend it, and Iverson was not cautious in any way. After making plenty of dumb and useless purchases, Iverson's net worth dropped like crazy. After 2 years, all the money he made was gone. As of today, his net worth is believed to be around $1 million. While that is still a lot of money, it's much less than he once had. So, how did Allen Iverson go from being a multi-millionaire to a man who was completely broke? Let's find out. A good place to start is by looking at how Iverson earned his money. In his 15-year career, Iverson earned roughly $98 million with the 76ers, as his first contract with the team was 6 years, $73.5 million. When in Memphis, Iverson earned $3 million as it was just for one season and he was out of his prime at this point in his career. When returning to Philly, he earned $1 million. Now this is just by looking at his NBA contracts. Looking at other earnings Iverson made during his career, such as endorsements, you'll notice how much he truly made. Iverson's most notable endorsement was with Reebok. When agreeing to work with them, Iverson's contract came in at 10 years, $50 million. Not only that, but Iverson's contract also includes a $32 million trust fund he will access in 2030. So he will be back in the multi-million dollar talk once the new decade arrives. Iverson did other endorsements on the side, such as Moonwalkers, Packer Shoes, Stance, and T-Mobile. So by being involved in numerous endorsements and playing elite basketball, Iverson made $200 million from the NBA. So, quite a lot of money. Iverson made a fortune and it could save him economically for the rest of his life. All he had to do was be smart with the money. But was he smart with it? No, not at all. Allen Iverson's monthly expenses were quite odd. $10,000 in clothes, $10,000 on restaurants, and $10,000 on groceries? Now you're probably asking yourself, what's a man like Iverson doing dropping 10 grand on restaurants and another 10 grand on groceries? Well, it had to do with the people around him. Iverson was a part of a crew, and his crew was quite large as it contained up to 50 people. Iverson said he trusted his guys, but Iverson was not careful when it came to the money. It was reported that in Iverson's mansion, he had trash bags containing money in it. And it wasn't like 1 or 2 trash bags. He had a dozen of them in his house containing plenty of money. And when he invited his boys over, let's just say they snuck a couple of trash bags out. Iverson's carelessness only worsened though, and it wasn't just trash bags in a home. There was once a time where Allen Iverson went to the airport, and when he landed, he forgot where he parked his car. Instead of trying to find out where the car was, Iverson said, "Oh well," and went to the dealership to buy another one. Can you believe that? The man didn't even bother trying. He just said forget it and dropped some more money. Unbelievable. Speaking of cars, this was not the only time Iverson struggled with cars. Iverson talked about a conversation with former NBA player Larry Hughes in 2018. When Iverson had his convo with Hughes, he drove a Bentley, which went for over 200 grand. Hughes complimented Iverson's car, saying, quote, "Yo, AI, I have to get me one of these." Now tell me, if someone told you this, how would you respond? You'd probably continue talking about how nice the car is or thank him for complimenting. Iverson, though, he decided to be Mr. Beast for the day and said, "Bro, you can have mine." He really just gave 200 grand to another man just like that. Call him a good guy if you'd like. And while I agree with the fact that this is very nice of him, this is also a very dumb move. But Iverson's problem with cars only got worse. In 2011, he got his Lambo impounded because he didn't have enough proof of owning the vehicle. Iverson thought it was a good idea to flex how he owns plenty of cars. He would say, quote, "I will make more than you will in 10 years. Do you know who I am? Take the vehicle. I have 10 more." It's just sad at this point if we're being honest. Oh wait, it gets even worse. Allen Iverson did not just spend ridiculous amounts of money on cars, but also at the club. According to former NBA player Matt Barnes, AI would drop $30,000 to $40,000 at the club. While he was living his best life, it would change his life and become a nightmare. In 2012, his bank account had officially hit rock bottom as he could not pay a $900,000 debt to a jeweler in Georgia. He would then file for bankruptcy. Iverson was so low on money, he couldn't even afford to buy a cheeseburger. Iverson has made some of his money back and is back in the millionaire range as his net worth is $1 million. But soon enough, he will be a multi-millionaire again. Like I said earlier in the video, in Iverson's contract with Reebok, he would be getting over $30 million in 2030. It was a part of the deal. So once the new decade begins, Allen Iverson will become a multi-millionaire again. Let's hope he's learned from his mistakes about spending money, and hopefully you guys have learned that if you ever become a multi-millionaire someday, do not be inspired by Allen Iverson.